Hey, fellow YouTubers, it's me, John Lavelle. Listen, I want to tell you why you pay so much money for your food. It's not because it costs money to produce it and stuff like that. It does cost money to produce it. I shouldn't say that. It's but it would cost much less. That money to produce is just because it's set up that way. But the reason why you pay so much for food is because it's regulated. The amounts of food that you can produce is regulated. A farmer can't just go buy, 50,000 acres and decide to grow corn, because what will happen is if farmers were allowed to do whatever they want, they would flood the market with food, and the food prices would drop down so low that they wouldn't be able to make any money off of it. Because the competition is selling theirs for the same price, and as long as there's not enough food, the prices stay high. Well, for example, let's say you're allowed to have 100 beef cattle. If they said, well, you can have 50,000 beef cattle, the price of meat would drop down. It'd be good for the consumer, and but it would be very costly to. It wouldn't work out because you need X amount of money to feed those cows, and if the cows aren't worth anything, then the market dries up, and now, as I say, good for the customer, but no good for the farmer. I mean, he's just going to work like a beaver to maintain 100,000 cattle. There are industrial meat providers and big industrial farms that can deal with the big numbers, but it's always been regulated that keep the amount of supply low, and it keeps the prices high. Personally, I think they're too low. But why we're paying so much at the grocery store is not because meat's worth that much, or cob of corn is worth that much. It's just the limitation of growing is what causes those prices to go up. Let's say you were in a country that's starving to death. How much do you think they'll give you for a piece of meat or a cob of corn? They give you everything they have to get that. That's because the supply and demand. The supply is not there. So, but the demand is there, obviously. Anyways, that's what keeps the price of food up, and I think they should probably open up the restrictions, allow farmers to get a little heavier on their production, and that would bring the prices down. I don't think they're going to come down. What I've noticed over the last 40 years is I haven't seen the price of anything go down, other than junk goods you get from China because the labor's low. But as far as food necessities go, no, I've never seen anything go down. And that's so I don't think we'll ever see it go down. It's a shame because I don't want to pay $3-4 for a loaf of bread. There's just nothing in bread. It's not like the materials aren't available. There's tons of it. It's just they make sure that it's restricted. Well, if you take a look at, say, paper products, toilet paper is cheap, and paper towels are cheap, and paper for your printer is cheap. And the reason why is because the lumber business is trees are renewable, so I mean it's just endless wood. And it's not that much effort to make those products from wood, so that's why they seem to be always reasonable. I mean, it's $4 for 500 sheets for your printer. I mean, it's just dirt cheap. But food deregulated, and a lot of the farms get bought up for industrial or residential purposes, and a lot of people like to retire on farms, so they just leave the farm, do nothing, and they like some elbow room, so. A lot of the prime property. You see, I was always against that. That if you want a big patch of land, you should go north, where the land isn't used for farming, and keep all the southern land, like in Canada, keep all the southern land down by the border open for farming, because farming is more important than whether a person's got elbow room. Anyways, that was my opinion. See ya.